So we have this event page, event listing page. So we have removed the commented part from here, and now we will see in the main.dart our first page is event list page. Now I will refresh the whole application so that the first page visible is the event list page, and when I click on it, nothing happens as of now, right? We want to navigate to a specific page. So for that, let's go to event list page and see where is the event list. Here is the event list. And then in this inkwell, the normal navigation that we can do here is navigation or navigator dot off context. Then we can push a route. Okay. So there are multiple ways. Directly we can push a route to it, or we can push on a path of that route. But let's do initially. Let's go with this. So write material page route, and here this builder will take context, which I think we are not going to utilize it. So let's use underscore, and we will have to specify what type of page route it is. So it's event detail page route, and it will be triggering event detail page with events index. So basically whatever item is clicked will be passed on to this page. Let's refresh this application. When I click on this, I am moving to this event detail page, so which is nice. We don't have any back navigation here, so we can do that with the help of just using navigator dot pop and passing context. So that is also sufficient. So there are two variants, navigator dot off context or directly navigator dot pop. So when I click on this, I went to details page, and I can come back, then again similar stuff, right? So this is how we can easily create navigation. But is this what I have created this tutorial for? No, because as and when you increase your application size, you will have many more screens, and it is always not right to directly invoke the way we have done here. Like if I go back to event item, if we directly invoke these things, like if I go to event list, if I directly invoke this page route and directly tell that you load this detail page, it would be not maintainable. So and it would be too much boilerplate as well if we keep on doing these stuff, like doing this every time we need to navigate, right? So we need a solution that is advanced and that is more maintainable. So what we'll do is we will add some dependencies to our project, and I will be using auto route. Let's add a dependency in dependencies section. So let's go here, add auto route. Ideally it should automatically suggest me, but it's not suggesting as of now. The latest version of auto route is 5.0.4, and this auto route actually works with generators. It generates routes for you. So you just need to specify that I want to call this, and it will generate this route. So basically what it will generate, it will generate almost this thing for you automatically. So we will see how much code is reduced. Let's see in action. So the generator would be auto route generator. Version will be 5.0.3. What we need to do is close this. Let me reduce this size a little bit. Okay. Now, along with these folders, we need to have one more folder, that is routes, and then a dart file, app route. Okay, let's say this app route or app router, anything. Let's call it app router, and then we have this class. So we'll have a class app router, and that extends underscore dollar app router. This is the nomenclature of generated file for app router. So what you need to do is you just need to write a part file for this. It would be app underscore router, same file name, but just attach gr dot. So the file will be generated in the same folder with this name. And yeah, so this is it. This will be empty. Now you will say, what? Where are we specifying the pages? Where are we specifying the routes? So let's take material app route, a material auto router. Let's take that. Okay, first of all, I added dependencies and didn't run flutter pubget. That's my bad. And once the dependencies are executed, are downloaded, we can use material app route, and here you will see that we have option to specify routes. Okay, so first time, this is a list of routes. Let's just format it properly. So let's declare auto route here, and this will be so whatever type we provide to this auto route, it's considered to be a return type of this auto route, if I am not wrong. Yeah, so T is the results type return. So basically whatever you specify, if your route is returning something, then you have to specify that type. Suppose there is a page that is returning a true or false value, so you will specify bool or something else. A custom type can also be applied, but since our routes are not returning anything, let's go away with this. Here I will specify page, and what will the first page that we have developed? It's event list page. And remember, we don't have to initialize it, we just have to give the type of page, because in the documentation it says type, so we just have to specify the type of it. Initial true, right? So this is our first page, that's why we are specifying initial as true. Our second page is event detail page, again type, and this time it's not initial page, right? It's something which we navigate to. So let's import this as well. And one more thing with importing, I wanted to tell you that from this presentation, from home basically, we should be having a export file, a file that takes in import from every that exports every file from here, or the required files from here. So let's create another Dart file here, home.dart, and here we just export two things. One is event detail, event list page. This is being exported from here, and event detail and event detail page. Later we might extend other things as well, so let's not worry about it as of now. Fine, now we don't need these two imports. The only import that we need is this one, features home presentation home.dart. Great. I think it should not be in presentation, it should be in home folder. So let me open this file, because I'm not able to do it in IDE for some reason. So here I will move this home file to here, and that is it. Now again this will show error, but it would be a smaller import this time. Okay, where is that gone? Home presentation, it's inside home, and okay, maybe yeah, the imports are also wrong this time, so we have to go to home first, and then presentation, and then it would be relevant export. Fine, now we go to app router, and we can see this features home.route. So at the end what you will have is features home.dart, and then you will have, sorry, I think I added it at a wrong place. Let me again add it to some relevant place. open in Finder, and it should be here. So inside this, we should be ideally having, so let's first fix this. Let's remove this home, it's not required. Okay, and then what we will have in app router, let's delete it and let's see the suggestions. So this is the thing. Once you have all the features home dot dot, then you will have features favorite dot dot, something like that. So that makes more readable. So now we will run flutter pub build runner command, and we will see the file generated. Okay, it succeeded with 2 outputs. Let's see what is written here. Okay, great. Import library Cupertino. Obviously, we must be importing all the required libraries here itself. So first would be material. That is required because it's giving error. So we must resolve those errors by not adding imports here, but in the base file. Okay, what is the next error? Event. Great. So what we can do, we can simply export event also from here. Let's go to presentation, then model maybe, or we have model somewhere else. Okay, presentation, event list, model, and then event. So this is being exported from here. Okay, all the errors are gone. How this happened? See, we added exports in home.dart, which eventually were imported here with the help of this line, and eventually they were supplied to your generated file. Now we are ready with our app router, and it's not the end of this video. I will show you many more things. We will do this with DI, but let's first see, after adding app router, how much code reduction we have. So now we will have app router dot and then we'll be navigating to navigate, and then we will be specifying the route, or we can also do push here as well. We will have to specify page route info, and for navigate also we will have page route info. I will show you the importance of everything, but let's do with the push. Okay, what is the page? So your page is event detail page route. You see this, it's automatically created for you. Okay, so events and index. Great. So we don't need to now specify material page. We don't need to specify the route that it is taking. And why is this so? Because you see in this generated file, this page route info is created with some arguments, and that argument is supplied to event. All of this is done for us automatically with the help of auto route, and the name is also given by default, taking the name of this page itself. See, this page is a little bit, this name is longer, event detail page route, right? Page and route, we can just it basically attaches route to every page that we add. So what we can do is we can actually replace this with the help of a regex. We can give page should be replaced by route, and once we run this, it will create event detail route, because it will replace page with route, and we will see the changes in a while it's building the file for us. Okay, it failed. Let's see why. Maybe it's not able to find the capital P and capital page, basically with starting with the capital P. So let's do this. And meanwhile you generate, you will see that there are some errors in the project, but don't worry about that. Once the file is generated, it will be available for you to use. There are still some errors. Okay, let's see this time what is the error, if it's something other than on which I can explain. Event list page. Oh, okay, fine. So this has some error. Because there is some error, maybe that's why it's not able to generate. Let's try to regenerate when there are no errors in the presentation. Let me just check here as well. Okay, the project, okay, it's completely, destroyed. So let me regenerate it again. So sometimes it happens that it doesn't understand if there are some errors. We will have to just comment it out to make it understand that yes, I can generate. Fine, so it succeeded with one output. Let's go to this, and now you see event detail route. Of course, it was event detail page, but then page was replaced with route. It also gives you path. This is called named navigation, which eventually we are not using because it internally manages that. We are not, we need not care about that. So let's bring back that code from there. So this time we just have to change it to route, and we have a smaller name now, and everything looks pretty good. The navigation will be working same. So I'm just reloading the application, and when I click on this item, I'm not able to navigate. I don't know why. I forgot one more thing. Whenever we are using a router for this, we cannot have normal navigations. So we'll have because see, its home is event list page. It's not coming from router where we specified that this is my initial page, right? So we just get rid of this, and we will have a router here. And inside that router, there are two things basically to specify: the router delegate and route information parser. I actually completely forgot to specify app router or initialize this app router at all. So this should be specified, and it will come from, it will be a final variable here. Okay, and this will be passed in this my app, which is, let's say, we'll have to pass in app router, initialize this app router. We are reaching to a stage where you will see the importance of dependency injection as well. So just hold on for some more time and you will be looking at that. Okay, app router is there. Now what we need to do is use this app router and use this app router and dot delegate. Basically there is one delegate here. We will use that delegate, and the parser also we will use from app router itself, dot default route parser. We can always customize this. Let's rerun the application, and when I click on this item, I am still not navigating. I don't know why. I have slight doubt that and it's just my assumption, I'm not sure, I will be trying in front of you just now, that this app router's instance is different from what we are using in event list. See, we are creating two instances here, correct? One here and other one here. So both of them are different. And I think that is the reason that Material app is not able to identify the router, because we have supplied some other router there. So what we need in this specific scenarios, you need to have the same instance. Now there is one option that you can supply this app router, this instance of app router to all of your pages. And how do you do that? You don't have any instance here. So that's out of question. So what we will do, we will introduce dependency injection now. Okay, and I will introduce one more navigation pattern that you should follow, and let's see, by introducing dependency injection, does it work? So let's do that. I will introduce I will add pubspec in pubspec.yaml file. I will add getit as our service locator, and its version is 7.2.0, and together with this I will be using injectable. By the way, it's not required, but let me show the importance of injectable also later point of time. at later point of time. So let's just use get it first of all, and let's say in main.dart I will just get the instance of get it here dot instance. Let's hardcode this ourselves, package get it and get it dot. So now we have this instance. What we will do first thing will be to register get it dot register, and we will register singleton because we need this instance everywhere. So we will register app router here. Okay, and we will tell get it that it's of app router type. Obviously it might have already understood it, but let's be completely sure. Then we will fetch it from get it because it's a service locator. We will fetch it from here, and it should be giving us the instance of app router once we do this. Then we will be obviously we have passed it, and now since we have done this, you actually don't need to pass it from here. Let's remove this from here, and let's get rid of this as well. Let's get rid of this. Let's have constant back, and here in from the get it I will get app router instance and I will use it. So you see, the first benefit of this is you need not supply dependencies from the constructors basically. So this is a very good use case of having dependency injection. Similarly, I will get rid of app router from here as well. And now let's try to let's import this. It's a bad practice. I am importing main.dart here, so we will anyway move it to another file. But let's first find that if my assumption was correct. And yes, my assumption was correct. The app router, first of all, the app router was not assigned to material app, and we were trying to use it. Second, the app router which we assigned was having a different instance, and the app router which we were using was having a different instance. With help of get it and by having app router as singleton, we are able to achieve that. And one more concept that I would like to teach here would be, let's say if we have a factory, okay, let's say I use factory. So what will happen? Will it work? In my opinion, factory is gonna create a new instance every time. Whenever we use get it app router, it's gonna create a new instance every time. And because of that, it should not be able to run the application. Because see, the instance here is different, the instance here is different. Basically, you will never use factory with app router. But this is just a learning. Now, this thing, registering, is a pain. Every time I will have to register many things, and of course fetching is obviously you will require it, but registering is a pain. Why not let's automate it with the help of generation, code generation. So let's create another directory first of all. Let's create another package in terms of Android Studio and name it di. Let's create another file di.dart and move this code from main.dart of registering of getting the instance to di.dart. Let's make it like this because we don't want to import main.dart always, right? So this is it. Great. Now obviously we will import di here. Inside di, let's add another file injection. So this means that we will be automating the injection process, and let's say for that we will be using injectable as our dependency. And for that you need to go to your pubspec.yaml file and type in injectable. Here the version would be 2.1.0, and because it's a generation, we will have to specify, oh, got it. We have to specify both of these things here, and we did it in a wrong place, but still it worked. But I can say because it was dev dependencies, because of that the import was not working, maybe. So let's add injectable generator here. Okay, because injectable works on generator concept, it generates injections for you. So we will be running pubget command and with these new dependencies. So great. Let me just complete injection.dart file. We will create another function, configure dependencies, and here we will just call init function, let's say that, and we will be passing the get it. It's just you just write this code and everything will fall in place. It will be generated basically. How? We will have to specify so injectable init as an annotation, and we don't want it to be generated as an extension. So let's say as extension will be false. I will tell you how the code is generated and how it looks like. So before that, now this code is failing, of course, because it's moved to a different file, so it was failing. And in main.dart, we will call this function configure dependencies. That's it. Let's run our magical generator again, and let's see what file is generated out of it. Great. So you see injection.config.dart file being generated. It creates a init folder and it creates this file. Great. Where is app router? So app router is not there. Why? Because we did not care about having a router there. So I'm just importing that file. Now this works. But as I said, where is app router? How will this fetch app router instance from get it? It's not there in the generated file. It's not in the DI. It's not in the injection. So where it is? The key here is if you go to routes and in the app router, you will have to specify lazy singleton. And this annotation comes from injectable. When you annotate any class with this annotation, it will generate a lazy singleton. It will create lazy singleton type of dependency, and that dependency will be added here in this file. Okay, so let's rerun the build runner and we will see the difference. Great. You see the file has changed and it introduced lazy singleton. GH is nothing but a get it helper. It's same like get it instance. Even we can check it also. But yeah, lazy singleton, it registers app router and that's it. When I restart the application, it should work same. Nothing else we have done it to break. Basically, we have configured the dependencies. Basically, we have generated the dependencies and then we have fetched the dependencies. So this works as before. Now, do you like this that in the event list, I am always getting instance of app router. Sometimes I will push event detail route. Tomorrow I can push something else. And all this detail is exposed in your widgets. Basically, when I am typing on this, what is happening actually? I am just navigating to details, right? So this is my event, navigate to open details. And this is just being lost here. So what we can do is we can create another folder called navigation. And here we will create a file called as home navigation. So whatever navigations happen inside home, like event list, event detail, all will be hidden inside this navigation. So what we will do, class home navigation. Okay. Obviously we need instance of this as well. And this also should be lazy singleton because we don't want multiple instances of it. Now, when we write home navigation, we need, so app router we cannot expose to our widgets. Let's say that. Okay. So we'll expose to our navigation. Okay. And here we will say app router. It will create home navigation instance, this annotation. It will create home navigation instance and put it inside injection.config, and it also resolves the dependency of fetching the instance of app router for the navigation. So that we will see in a moment when the file is generated. But let's first create this function open event details. So this is a common function that you can use because we need event to open event details, we will supply the event here, and then we will use app router, same code basically, push event detail route with the event, and that's it. Now we will always, whenever you change some dependency, you add some file, some class with some annotation, you need to regenerate it. So it's better when you are developing, you can actually, instead of build, you can use watch. So always it keeps on generating whenever you change those files that needs regeneration. And I think that would regenerate only the change in the file, not all the files. Okay, so here we are in event list, and this time we'll get the instance of home navigation, and we will call open event details with event, of course, events index. So you see, now it's pretty straightforward that yes, on top of this we are opening navigation details. Now whatever, opening event details, now whatever happens inside this, we just don't care about it. How it is being navigated, whether it is using app router or any other thing, it is just abstract for us, and that is not needed. Let's restart the application. Let's verify if everything is working. Great, so everything is working, and we can see proper navigation. Even the back navigation works as it is. App router internally obviously uses navigator. So when you go to event detail page, and when you have this sliver image app bar and you are calling navigator.pop context, it's basically just using app router, but you can also invoke app router or home navigation, but it's not needed. It's app router handles this pop easily, so it's easy navigation, right? So I hope you enjoyed this. Most of the applications actually fetch data from repositories, right? As of now, we have just hard coded it. In next chapter, we will be creating repositories and using future builders or something else to build the UI if there is a response coming from a server.